All right, so welcome back here. This is going to be part 2 on the 5th gen Camaro transmission clutch repair, that whole thing. So I told you a little bit on the last video of what was going on. Now that I have the new parts, I'm going to try to be informative with what we're finding here, so maybe this can help somebody in the future. So this, so we talked about the actuator pipe on the transmission last time. This is the new one.
Now that we actually know the name of it.
Yeah, clutch cylinder actuator pipe. This is the part that goes in and connects to the actual slave cylinder throwout bearing assembly. This is the outside part. This is where the hose that goes up to the slave cylinder connects. The problem that we ran into is, try to get it in here where you can see it, this clip right here on the side that wraps around the bottom there and all the way back to the top was removed wrong when they pulled the transmission the first time. It could have happened to anybody, I honestly feel like, because some of these clips you pull all the way out, some of these clips you squeeze them and kind of push down a little bit, and the whole connection comes loose, like on some of the vacuum lines. This one in particular, now that we have the new one, I can show you exactly what it happens. So if you look really closely, there's a little bit of a kind of a tag, like a dog ear, that goes that way. On the other side, the dog ear comes up and goes that way. So they look very similar on both sides. I've got you in the garage, and the lighting's kind of funny because the wind is gusting up to 40 miles an hour today. It's great Oklahoma spring day. This is just what we deal with. So I'm trying to protect you out of the wind. But anyhow, when this was removed, I was talking to Dayton about it, and he said what they did is they took a pick and they kind of just dug that clip out of there. Well, now that I've got it in my hands and I can play with it, what it's designed to do, it's actually easier without this glove on. Show you this real quick. What it's designed to do is you can just reach up and you can get a hold of both of those tabs, and the whole thing, see how it's starting to come down? Because when it's all the way up, that's locked in there. Pull those tabs down, kind of a two-hander operation, maybe it's not a one-handed deal. There we go, tabs all the way down. That clip does not come out. Boom, that comes right out of there, piece of cake. So that's what caused all these problems. That's what caused the I don't know if I told you guys that I had to drive to Texas Motorplex, in Ennis, and take a trailer and pick this car up, that car on the other side of this truck. I don't remember if I said that, but yeah, Dayton basically got stranded. He went to TX2K and the clutch just quit working on him there. Brand new clutch. So what happened is he got stuck in line, and he was in and out using that clutch a bunch, and it was pulling air into the system. So the other part that we are going to go ahead and replace, since we have it apart here, Dayton's actually got, looks like he's on a personal learning journey over here, just looking and learning and all that good stuff. But here is your new slave cylinder throwout bearing assembly. So essentially this piece right in here, let me get it where maybe the light will show. You can kind of see this is the slave cylinder reservoir inside here, and then you've got, that's it. I mean, it's all one unit though. So that clutch cylinder actuator pipe that I just showed you will connect in right here. This is the bleeder valve that goes out the top. Listen, don't even bother with it. Get a vacuum system and bleed it from the brake master cylinder, because this, you're gonna need about like a 3-year-old little boy size hands to get up over the transmission and get to this, and a bent wrench, and it's just not fun. So anyway, that's where we're at. Long explanation of what we're doing. The rest of this video with the wind the way that it is just gonna be a lot of time lapse. I mean, stuff is blowing off of everything in the garage. So I'm not gonna be able to do a lot of talking. I will come back on and kind of update you as we go if there's anything that looks interesting. But that is a place to check. If your pedal is on the floor in one of these Camaros and you have recently pulled your transmission, check the clutch cylinder actuator pipe. We're gonna get started. Or did you already get started? Kind of rocking and rolling a little bit. What are we doing? Oh, taking that clip off. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so starting over here with the voiceover because of the wind. Basically, right there, Dayton took the mounting screw out of the clutch cylinder actuator pipe, and this is a view from the inside, the bell housing there, where that clip is that clutch cylinder actuator pipe connects in. You got to pull that clip out. Had to use a pick to get that one out, and then there's just two bolts that will remove the slave cylinder from the transmission. Okay, so here is the new slave cylinder and throwout bearing assembly. That's Dayton putting one of the two bolts that go in the front. Check your torque specs, look them up online. I believe it was 12 inch-pounds, but don't quote me on that. Only thing left after this is to connect that clutch cylinder actuator pipe,
Good old Google's
and then
got
the
it.
transmission is ready to go back into the car.
What did you say?
So good old Google's got it somewhere.
I thought you said a good Ooga got it. Set this bar in there. Under the car. Probably have to grab the input shaft, and as I lift, you pull. Or grab the outside of the bell housing or something. Tell me before you start pulling.
Oh, the joys of installing a transmission on the ground in the driveway, no lift, in the wind. If you've ever done it this way, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever done it on a lift, then you know the benefit of having that at your disposal. Unfortunately, we didn't here, so at this point, it's just starting the process of muscling everything into the car. And let me tell you, I set this camera up on a time lapse and it ran for about a full hour underneath the car with us just fighting it, trying to get this thing in. And so I'm going to go ahead and start that time lapse process now, and we'll throw some fun music in here for you. Try to make it as enjoyable as possible. this is a lot of time lapse and probably boring to a lot of people, but I wanted to leave it in here in case there was anybody watching this that's never gone through the process of installing a transmission. It is a fight when you get to this point, and at this point we're trying to get the shifter to line up with the car right, with the input shaft lined up with the back of the engine right, and all of these different things that have to go in the exact right order to allow you to be able to get that first bolt in, which I am getting ready to do right now. We are just getting to the point where we're starting to put some bolts in it, and it's coming along. It is a fight, but if you were to take the time lapse out of this video, we're roughly about 45 minutes into the time we started putting the transmission under the car to the point we're at right now, where we're able to start sliding some bolts in. So we're pretty much there, and I'll continue on with the time lapse.
Okay, so here's the clutch actuator cylinder pipe, clutch cylinder actuator pipe, and there's that clip, the line, all of that. So all of that right there. I'm gonna have Dayton hit the pedal a couple times. We haven't bled it yet, but I want to see what it looks like. Okay, Dayton, go ahead and push it down. Okay, back up, down, back up, down, back up. Okay, let's go ahead and bleed it. I think we're ready to go. Definitely looks like it's holding a lot stronger, and I don't see the fluid moving like I did before, so I think we're in good shape. All right, the wind is still going crazy, but Dayton's up underneath here right now, putting in the drive shaft. Watch out, Bowser coming down. Bowser. That's Bowser. Oh, whoa, hello. There's Bowser. Oh my goodness, knocked my hearing aid out. Stop it. Get back, crazy dog. So, Dayton's working on, you can't really see it from where I'm at, but bolting up the drive shaft. Transmission is in. We gotta clean up some of these sensors that hang down. We gotta get some zip ties on those. We have already bled a couple of times on the clutch. Dayton says it feels better. We did go ahead and start the car too, and it's going in. Were you watching Dayton work on the car, Bowser? it. She's running, put back together. He drove off, looked like the clutch is working. We may have to bleed it a little bit more, but for right now, good to go. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time.